Guess what? You know what one of the hardest things on planet Earth to do is? Is to sit back as an adult, to be completely sober, to be completely present, and to feel happy. To genuinely feel good. Can you do it? Can you be completely sober, completely present, and to sit back for just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and feel good about yourself? Feel good. I bet you most of y'all don't even know what feeling good is. It takes something from the outside. It takes a trigger. It takes some kind of external stimulation, whether ingested or from just force from outside, to make you feel good about yourself. Why? Why is that what it takes? It's because we've programmed ourselves to be that way. We've programmed ourselves through all the trauma, through all the emotional problems that we've had. And that's really a litmus test, right? You may think, oh yeah, no, I'm good. What does good feel like? What does it feel like? Describe what good feels like without anything else. Can you do it by yourself? My guess is, prove me wrong and I'll celebrate you. My guess is you can't do it. I mean, I'm still here, 12 years sober, 12 years just working on myself every single day. And every week, every day, right? I'm constantly, intentionally having to shift myself outside of the negative, outside of the doubt, outside of the unworthiness. I'm having to release that and then just sit back and say, you know what? I want to feel. I don't want to just think about good things. I want to feel good. I want to feel good that I'm just alive. I want to be alive right now, to be good enough for me to feel good about myself. Can you do that? And even if you were to need to picture something, I challenge you to try doing that. Imagine what it would take to change your situation if something was to shift in your life. Like, what is that thing? What are you waiting for? What are you expecting? What are you wishing would happen? I mean, isn't this where most of us are? Isn't it where you're at, where you're sitting there and you've kind of put your life on timeout emotionally? Because if you're not having a good time, like just doing life on life's terms, then what are you avoiding? What are you running from? What are you escaping? You're escaping the fact that you don't want to sit there and actually do the work necessary. And we're creatures of habit. And so throughout your life, you know, someone invited you to that first party, or you had that first beer, you got that first high, and you said, oh shit, wow, this was instant relief. I feel good about it. And then little did you know that you were going to get hooked. Little did you know you were going to be so chemically dependent that you couldn't even just do life on life's terms. You couldn't just be sober. I was talking to somebody the other day. They were like, how do you do it, man? What is it? How do you do it? How do you just live life sober? I'll tell you a secret. Are you ready? If you think back to when you were a little kid, it always goes back to that inner child. This is the whole game, you guys. If you go back to when you were a little kid, were you always getting drunk high and having negative thoughts and feeling insecure? And I'm talking about before like major wounds came. And even for me, I mean, I started having a lot of emotional, physical, like real traumatic shit going on early. Probably, I mean, pre-birth. You know, my mom was already passing the stress hormones over to me, saying, here you go there, little guy. Here you go. Here's some of that. Ouch. And it does take decoupling and giving yourself permission to unwind it. But there is some times that you can think back when you were a little kid that you were happy. You were having a good time. Maybe it didn't last, right? For a lot of us, the good times don't ever last. And that's another pattern that, again, you're living that in perpetuation of your whole life, of when the good times, it doesn't last, because that's the experience you had as a little kid. It was like highs and lows and highs and lows, really steep shit that you had to survive through. And my heart goes out to you. Like, on the deepest level of my soul, my being, I send you comfort. I see you, I hear you, I understand all this. And I hope that you can become more self-aware and embrace this self-awareness, self-improvement, self-mastery journey, which is not selfish. It's not selfish. It's self-interest. And when you invest in yourself, man, you're going to be getting all the dividends. You're going to be getting all those big breakthroughs, and getting unstuck in life. But if you can think back to when you were a kid and you were having those good times, you didn't even understand alcohol and drugs. Maybe in a weird way, you were, exposed to adults that had addiction issues. And that's really sad. It's a sad legacy. I was a part of that. I've experienced that, especially alcohol. And guess what? I turned into an alcoholic. Wow, what a surprise. I mean, I've literally sat there on my grandma's chair with my uncle and my cousin in the back room, and I walk in there to say goodbye to them, and each of them is basically tying the other guy off, a father and son shooting each other up with heroin, right? Like, so I know the shit, man. It's there. And yet, are you able to break the pattern? Do you want to break these patterns? It feels so incredible when you could do life on life's terms. It's incredible. Nothing compares. It's literally like the fountain of youth. The fountain of youth is within you. It's when you're able to break the vicious cycle, to release the vices, right? The addictions that are harmful to you. And then you start cultivating this new spirit of self-discovery, right? Of self-development into self-mastery. You get to write a whole new story about your life. And you can truly define your past, which could be filled with a lot of emotional pain and wounding. You can redefine it in an empowering way. And it's literally saying that everything happened for you. And then you have to transcend the physical and say it's not just mommy and daddy and these people that harmed you, exes and all this stuff. It's literally a spiritual journey. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. I'm someone that believes in reincarnation. I believe that, mommy might have been lover last time, or brother or sister. I mean, it's all over the place. And if that sounds crazy to you, then carry on in your suffering, in your misery, even knowing that, just knowing that there are mysteries to this existence. And to me, that shit makes the most sense. It makes the most sense. It empowers you. The minute you wrap your head around the fact that what happened to you didn't happen to you as a victim, right? You're not harmed and helpless. Like, it happened to just be a part of your story, your evolution, spiritually speaking, on this planet, to become the best version of yourself. Can you transcend all of that emotional weight and toil and baggage to be able to just set yourself free? And it takes finding your happiness. And I'm telling you, so many of you can find your happiness in just thinking back when you were a little kid. What were the things you loved to do? And I'm not asking adults to be childish. I'm asking you to give yourself permission to be childlike, because you need to find the pure joy. The only thing that should, if the only things that make you happy is like eating a bunch of unhealthy food, watching someone else win, or needing somebody to tell you they love you or tell you that they like you, right? All that's external. You have no power or control over those things. So then if all you're doing is sitting around waiting for somebody or something to tell you that you're good enough, well, you're good enough. I'm here telling you that. You're good enough. I love you. You're good enough. Now what? I know I'm not that special person that you want to tell you that. But think about it. Ask yourself why. Why do you need that? Why? Why is that so important? And why don't you give it to yourself if it's that important? There is the real mystery. If someone else or something else happening gives you a feeling of feeling good about who you are, even if just temporarily, why don't you give it to yourself? Right? I love the people that get triggered by whatever they're seeing here. As if somehow I don't love this guy. I am my biggest fan, and I'm trying to inspire you to become your biggest fan, to be your biggest cheerleader, to become your best friend, to become the super parent of all, that when you look in the mirror, you absolutely love that person so much that even if there's areas that you need to improve, that you know you can improve, guess what? You're going to commit from this day forward to start making those improvements without excuses. Sure, you might fall down. Get up, dust off, and keep going. This doesn't stop. Make a commitment, a lifetime commitment to yourself to improve and to become better each and every day. If just a little bit every single day. But make it about you becoming a better person. Become better, become more. And as you do that, guess what? You start to feel better about yourself. Genuinely. And guess what? That's sexy. That's attractive. Everything you want is inside of you, but why don't you want to give it to yourself? Do you only have so much that if you give it to yourself, then you're not going to have any to give to anybody else? I think some of us think that. That's probably a limiting belief. Well, no, I only have so much to give. So if I give it to me, then that's selfish, and I need to give it to all these other people. And I mean, the coolest thing about this journey is as you start to fill your cup energetically and authentically, you truly start to release all the shit holding you back, and then you start to pour that love into yourself. Right now, you're an empty vessel. A lot of you are doing life exhausted. Admit it. You're completely exhausted. You're completely overwhelmed. You're completely just done. You're tapped out on life. And that's because you've been giving and trying so hard to make shit happen, or to earn someone's appreciation, or to earn their love, or to get their validation, or giving away all your energy to your team so hard, loyal for life, no matter what, man, I'm ride or die. Why won't you give it to yourself? Because here's what happens. Right now, you're literally, it's like, have you ever driven in a neighborhood where there's a water line rupture and all that water's getting wasted, and you know it's getting wasted. Literally a road becomes a river, and you're like, damn, that's a lot of water going just down the drain. That's you right now. If you're someone that's just constantly working hard and just focused so outside the window, giving everybody and everything all your energy because you think you only have so much of it, so you better just invest in all these things and get just nothing hardly in return because you're still feeling the same way underneath the surface. So it's the difference between seeing that water line rupture as opposed to seeing you. Imagine yourself as a vessel, as a huge vessel, man, huge. And when I say a vessel, a container, if you just think you're a little like espresso glass, well, gosh, come on now. You're so much more than that. Whatever limit you set is who you are. But if you could just imagine yourself as a container and there's a beautiful waterfall flowing into it, that's life force energy. And life force energy is pure love, unconditional love. Imagine that going into your container, filling you up, right? Your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, right? Your physical energy, your spiritual energy. It's flowing inside of you. Like no longer is it getting diverted and just running down the road to see whoever else wants to take a sip, or fucking dogs licking it, whatever it is. This is a great analogy, actually. Thank you, God, for giving me this to share with these beautiful people. And so the difference is between letting it just run down the road into the drain. Maybe somebody gets some or not. Most people are just sort of like, that's a waste. Versus it's flowing into your vessel, whatever size you want. There's no limit. That's a secret. The secret. The secret. There's no limit. You can be the hugest vessel ever. Ever, ever, ever. And what's so cool is it's everlasting. Life force energy flowing into your vessel. So that's you investing in you. And what eventually happens is once you fill up and you continue this, what starts to happen? What starts to happen? Then there's overflow. But if your cup, if your vessel isn't even filled, right? You're giving of everything you should be giving to yourself, because the true essence of love, unconditional love, the people you say you care about so much, is when you give to them from your overflow, from your abundance, not from your scarcity. I know you guys are hearing this, and I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody that's been reaching out, listening to this message. Fill your cup, fill it to overflowing. It is so incredible, because here's the thing. Every time you do give out, I'm not saying don't give any energy out. I give energy out all the time. Doing this right here is giving energy out. My vessel goes down a little bit. There's a constant flow in. I have to do things that fill it back up. Exercise is one. Eating healthy is another. Getting some self-care, massages, soaking in hot springs, right? Going on hikes, being out in nature, getting out in the sun, helping other people. These things fill my cup. Making a difference in this world, learning new things. This fills my cup. What fills your cup? This is the answer. This is the question. You come up with the answer. I can show you the way. If you're someone that needs some help, I've got 3 requirements. 1, you have to reach out to me, resultskillexcuses@gmail.com. 2, we're going to book a 90-minute call. No strings attached. I will absolutely give you of my time and my presence. But 3 is you got to show up, and even though you're scared to do it. If you're ready to start doing the work, type in Results Kill Excuses into your app store on your phone right now. Download the app. Don't just download it. This is about work. It's about putting in the most important work of your life. The self-discovery work. Investing in you. Self-improvement. Self-awareness. That is what is contained on the Results Kill Excuses app. And I would greatly appreciate for you to not only download it, but start doing the work. Pick a course, any course. There's 5 free courses right now that are each a week long. That's over a month worth of work for you to put in. And it's challenging. It's not impossible, but it's going to challenge you, because you're going to have to finally look in the mirror. Are you ready to do that? Or are you just going to keep letting your water just flow down the gutter when you're not even filling up your own cup? It's a damn shame. How many of you truly do have so much power, so many gifts to share with this world, and yet all you have to start doing is believing in yourself, and it takes you releasing all the false negativity, all the stuff holding you back, and you do have to get into a spiritually minded place. It's happened for you. It's happened for you to hear this message, and I'm grateful for you listening. Share the message if it resonates. Comment down below. Share your story. It encourages me hearing so many really unnoticed, untapped heroes that are courageous enough to share their story, especially when you're going through some shit. But just know, lock in for the long haul. Even if your shit gets better, keep going. Keep going. Keep working on yourself. Make that commitment to you to stay in it for life. Do not ease up. Double down, quadruple down. Reach out if you need help. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.